Good win. I thought we were really scrappy. Started off the game, I thought both teams were kind of sleepwalking. We kind of had it going about midway through the half, and when we went to that 1-3-1, I thought it threw them out of rhythm. I don't know if you noticed, but they changed defenses a lot as well. They play this matchup zone. Ron Hunter's done it for a number of years at a number of his stops, and I was wanted to make sure that it didn't make us passive, and I don't think it did. We ended up scoring 83 points. We made timely shots. We have 18 assists on only 11 turnovers, and they turned people over at a very high rate. So I thought we did a good job of protecting the ball. And then the stat that just really jumps out at me is where we have to win. We have to win points in the paint, and we were plus 20, and we've got to win this rebounding battle, and we were plus 20. And as a result, for this group, it creates the possessions that we need to get a win.
Eric Gaines not doing, sometimes you say skating or.
I don't even think he did that tonight. I mean, I don't know what that was. No.
Is that something? Because I've heard you made a comment in the game about not this game, previous games about Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, I didn't think our two most veteran players, the guys that we look to for leadership, are Javion Davis and Eric Gaines, just based on the fact that they have been through this for a number of games. And neither one of them played particularly well tonight as I'm looking at their line, and yet our new guys, AJ Vasquez, he's strung together a couple of really good games back to back. Yaxel, 18 rebounds, and I still think he's sleepwalking out there. When I watch him, he's frustrating because I think he's capable of so much more. But when he's in traffic and the ball goes up, the likelihood of him getting it is pretty high. He gets 18 big rebounds. I thought Chris Coleman really gave us a lift, 13 points, 7 rebounds in lieu of JD being in foul trouble. Butta, I thought, was outstanding. I had to sit Eric because, again, he just was not in sync for us and loose with the ball. So I played Butta a lot at the 1, and he ends up with 15 points and 6 assists, 1 turnover. So we had a number of different guys step up, and that's what you have to do throughout the rigors of a 30-some-odd-plus game season.
I think it was before the USF game, you said that Alejandro kind of had to pick up his game, and ever since that, we really changed his game around. Obviously, it's like 27, knocked down three-pointers. I know that's big for you guys. He can give you even half of that offensively every night. How big is that for your team?
No, it's huge. We need offensive production. He's a guy that I think's wired to score. We've kind of figured out how to try to help him get to his spots, and I thought his hustle, staying active, giving multiple efforts, things that we talk about daily. Thought it really showed down the stretch. He got a couple of offensive rebound putbacks when the game was still 6-7 points, and it was huge in us getting separation. He knocked down that big 3, which gave us our first double-digit lead, and I thought Chris Coleman was also in that boat, in that making plays off effort that aren't designed by just being aggressive with the ball, pursuing the ball. Again, we get 49 rebounds to their 29. They have 1 offensive rebound. We have 13. That, in essence, is the difference in the game.
That final 10 minutes of the first half, where you guys see the hair on fire. Yaxel made that play in the corner where he saves the ball, and then he gets an alley-oop from Ortiz. Really felt the building come up in that moment. What is it like having a guy that's capable of moments of brilliance, it feels like, throughout the game?
Well, again, he's a guy that's just scratching the surface on what he can do. He's got a different type game. He's kind of long and lanky, can play over the top. Where he gets in trouble is when his feet get tangled up in traffic, and he falls down and he doesn't play to his size and his length. But 18 rebounds, he's as good a rebounder. Maybe, he I don't know what the record is here, but he was the only guy in college basketball coming into tonight that had 23 points and 15 rebounds in 3 games all season, and he did it in consecutive games leading into FAU. FAU game was a little fast for him. I thought they were quicking him to the ball, and he didn't play as well. So it's great to see him respond tonight, getting huge rebounds for us, making plays at the basket. I thought he had a huge play through contact in the second half as we were still battling in a tightly contested game. Defensively, I thought down the stretch, at one time I was looking at the stat sheet, they ended up shooting under 40% from the floor, and they're at 46% in the second half, and there was a time that they were in the mid-50s, so I think we closed the game pretty strong defensively. And again, good win for us. We've got to learn from it, get our minds set on the next task at hand, which is East Carolina in 48 hours.
Last one I have, Forbes was minus 15, played 37 minutes. If you guys lose frustrated and watch his body language out there, take a guy like that basically out of the game. What's it say about your team?
Well, I think they've got matchup issues as it relates to our ability to defend. Two of the toughest covers in the league, in my opinion, are Jalen Forbes, who's just coming off two monster games where he played really well in their 1-point loss to FAU, and he played really well in their overtime win against Tulsa. He was shooting the ball really well, so we were just trying to crowd him and make sure that he didn't get into a rhythm, and I thought we did a good job of that. And then Kevin Cross, who's just downhill driver. He was one of the reasons that we had both of our bigs in foul trouble because of his ability to kind of be a point forward at 6'6" and about 235 pounds. But I thought we did a good job at the end of staying in front of him and not giving him easy paths to the basket, limiting them. Again, they only had one offensive rebound, which is a testament to our ability to control our defensive glass.
What's the full potential of this team having, like, if they can have a full game?
You know, I think we've shown spurts where we're pretty good. I think we've got a lot of growth still to go. Tonight we end up shooting almost 49% from the field, but I still see a lot of fruit left on the plate. Our ability to finish inside, and then we made some timely shots, but I thought we left some open threes that would have really put this thing away much quicker. Guys are in there working. Our spirit's been good. Again, we're not a real passionate, emotional team. You know, usually every team has 2 or 3 guys that wear their emotions on their sleeves. We go sleeveless in that locker room. I mean, I don't see a lot of emotion, man. And so as the coach, you just got to figure out ways in order to keep them in tune because, again, this team is certainly still a work in progress.
It was a good night. I felt it kind of early. I kind of felt I was gonna have a good game, but I've been working, trusting the process, so I'm getting outcome for it.
Maybe you bought it to the one, and the coach took Eric out of the game, some rhythm issues. It really seemed like you guys had a nice little 2-man game going on when you're out there. What's it like playing when he's kind of facilitating the offense?
It's good. I like Eric too, but Butter on the one is good too. I feel like we played good together. It worked out.
A few weeks in, obviously, before USF, I know Coach said he wanted to see your game pick up ever since then. You've really taken it to heart. You've put together some really nice performances. How do you evaluate how you have evolved as a player these last few weeks?
You said how do I?
Yeah.
Pretty much like I've been watching film. I feel like I've been playing well. It's just me being in the gym, you know, staying in, trying to get better every day, watching film, doing the same thing over and over again.
You knocked down 3 3-pointers. I know this team sometimes struggles from beyond the arc. How important is it for you guys to contribute a 3 here, a 3 there, so you guys can improve some of those numbers from long range?
It's very important. I feel like we need those type of plays to win the game and to move on. Yeah.
Y'all are down by 10 early in the first half. What was that spark that just sort of y'all just turned it on, and next thing you know, at halftime?
I think it was Butter Johnson. He helped us out. He came out with another spark for us after me. So yeah.
How much confidence is it giving you when like Coleman and Yaks are playing so well together, and just then they're playing well inside, and then it opens? Does it help open up?
Yeah, I feel like it does open up. It does open up the court a lot, and it does like it draws a lot of defense to me, so I can get those guys some open looks too.
Yaks all had some foul trouble tonight, but when he made that play in the corner where he saved it, you guys threw an alley, really got the building going. What is it like to have a guy like that that can just raise the energy?
I feel like it's electrifying. It's just like very good, you know, get the crowd up. Yaks, Chris, everyone could jump. Tony, everyone could jump, you know. So I feel like that's good for the Blazer fans too, to get them everyone up on their feet.
Final one I got, you guys really locked down on 25 tonight. I know Coach said he's hit 2 big games. What was some of the coaching points and the free scouting trying to plug in?
Just pretty much keep it off of him. Try not to let him get him in his rhythm or get to his average, you know, scoring average. So that's pretty much what we tried to do tonight, and we just executed.